Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for coming back. It's good to be back. I took a week off. I had something planned, but then I got really lazy and some other stuff came up in my real life, so I didn't really get time to edit it, and I just straight up did not feel like it. So I'll release that at a later date. It was just like a little mini episode. Not like you're missing much. But let's get right into the intro. Shall we? Hey everyone, welcome back to Up in the Air, a podcast where you are allowed to be mean to little kids as long as they think it's funny. I'm Katie Bingle. First things first, guys, I was a guest on my BFF's incredible podcast. It's called Spaces, and Jay Marine is the host. She invited women of all walks of life to share their stories and give them a platform for social change. She and I talk about body image, environmental pressures, some fun college stories, and my favorite, the topic that always comes into my daily life, the Kardashians. Check it out on all streaming platforms. It's called Spaces by MJ Marine. Let's get into it. Do you remember the first time you rode on an airplane? Did you think it was scary? Did you think it was fun? I can't remember because my first trip was when I was 6 weeks old. Fresh out of my mom and into this new world, I was born in Virginia during a time where my parents had to move to Texas. They were actually in transition of moving to Texas as I was being born. Actually, no, scratch that. I think my first plane ride was maybe when I was less than 6 weeks old. I want to say like closer to 3, and I'm not sure how she managed to get a 3-week-old baby on the plane. Like, I feel like there would be a rule against that, right? Like, no babies on planes if you're less than a month old, right? Like, I don't know, but who cares? I think my mom told me once that she had to go look at houses or something, so she had to take me along. So at 6 weeks old, a brand new spanking baby took her first trip in the sky. And I didn't cry once. That's something I will always brag about. I didn't make a peep. Slept so soundly you'd think I was a doll instead of a human. My fellow passengers were stunned to not hear me scream at all, congratulating my mom on creating the most quiet baby they have ever seen. It's true, I used to sleep through everything. Shopping trips, traveling, dinners, bad weather. Once I was in a deep sleep state, nothing could wake me up. Unless it was a nightmare. Then I'll always wake up. Times have definitely fucking changed now. Now I can't sleep through the night at all. I always wake up. I wake up at every little noise. Every little noise. I hear everything. It's really fucking irritating. I can't tell you when the last time I got consecutive 8 hours of sleep. It's always, I always wake up for like an hour or two, like nightly. It's a fucking pain in my ass. So if anybody has any tips, I have a white noise machine and I like it a lot. That actually does help sometimes. But it's not like the problem isn't that I can't fall asleep, it's that I can't stay asleep. So if anybody knows any tips for that, please throw them my way. I'm exhausted all the time just by doing nothing. From then on, flying became a regular thing for me. I know a lot of people have a fear of flying or even a hatred for airlines, or they hate the crowded airport, but I could not feel more opposite. I feel very comfortable in all airports. Call it my happy place even. I know all the TSA guidelines. I know what tone of voice I need to use with the service desk to actually get some good help. I know what shitty chains to avoid eating at. I am familiar with a lot of the USA airports by now. I can even name a couple internationally if you really quizzed me. Ever heard of London Heathrow? Now you have. Flying is comforting to me. That can't be said from a lot of other people, though. And I can totally see where that fear comes from. To describe it plainly, you are entrusting a small group of trained professionals to transport you and your precious belongings in a 7-ton domestic air rocket through the sky. Terrifying. What if the engine blows? What if there's like a mechanical error? What if a bird gets sucked into said engine? What if I had to do a water landing? I'm not equipped to handle that. I know how to swim, but it's been a minute since I've had to put on a life jacket. What if someone hijacks this bitch? What if we get abducted by aliens and no one will know what really happened to us? What if someone here has a medical emergency? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm just a bystander. And God forbid is sitting in the exit row and actually having to lift that 25-pound door to save everyone's life? I'm not equipped to be a hero. So I get it. But to all those worries, I say, don't worry. You're more likely to be hurt driving a car on the freeway than riding on a plane. But hey, what do I know? Back in the good old year of 2020, I did a couple of long stays at my parents' house on the East Coast. It's a 5-hour flight. I've done long flights before, so I came prepared with movies, a fully charged technology, my journal, some colorful pens, etc. Seat choice is always key on these flights. Always go for the window. Middle seat is fucking awful. Aisle seat is okay, not ideal, but a good second choice. And for some reason, this flight was completely full. It's a nonstop. But I got my window seat. My aisle seat is occupied by a large man that so very obviously smoked weed to prepare for his trek. Middle seat has yet to be taken. I'm giddy. There is nothing better than that. Especially when you fly economy, an empty middle seat is reason enough to celebrate with a beer mid-flight. Sadly, reality came crashing down. A 6-year-old boy named Jacoby gets thrown down next to me. Fucking great. A 6-year-old. At least he's a bit older, so he won't cry, kind of like a baby would, you know, or even like a toddler. Oops, spoke too soon. Haven't even left the gate yet, and the little dude is in tears. He's separated from the rest of his family. His mom, dad, and sister sat diagonal behind us. So he's nervous. You can't blame him. I mean, he's separated from his family, and then who does he get to sit next to? In the middle seat of this big dude who obviously smokes weed, and then this white girl. So, like, unfamiliar people, I get it. The guy in the aisle is trying to calm him down just a little bit since he's closer to his parents, so he's, like, kind of the middleman here. But it doesn't work. I decided to give it a go, and I said, "Do you want to look out the window?" And through his tears, he said no. So I was like, all right. Be sad. Luckily, his mom gave him a tablet to play with, though, so we're all calm now, thank God. Hopefully it'll last. We've been up in the air for maybe 20 minutes now. I can see that this kid is now coloring in his Hot Wheels coloring book. He taps my arm to show me his finished product, and I gasped and said, "Beautiful, a real artist," I say. For the next 5 hours, this little man and I become besties for life. He talked to me the entire time. No breaks at all. No quiet moments. But he's actually really cute, and he's very, very polite too. He's a really good kid. He's telling me where he goes to school and that he just moved to a new neighborhood. I learned so much about this kid. Stuff I didn't even want to know. With kids, like, you don't even have to ask them many questions, or you just ask them one question and then they can just talk. They are the director of this conversation train now. He's sharing every piece of info from his life besides his address. He's telling me, like, where he goes to school, why he's on this airplane, who he's going to see. It's his grandma, who they call Mimi. Like, Mimi is somewhere on the East Coast in North Carolina. He has a little sister. I said, "No way, I'm a little sister." He then tells me that this is his first airplane ride. Wow, how exciting. How does it feel? Meh. It's okay. It's loud. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there, buddy. It's loud, but I can hear this kid just fine. So everyone's wearing a mask on this airplane, right? It's mandatory. People, wear your fucking mask. He's wearing his for a long time, but takes it off for like the majority of the trip. That's fine. I try to remind him to like put it on, but he's a kid. What are you gonna do? He tried. That's all you can say. He tried. I gave him my Biscoff cookies because I don't really like those dry pieces of shit. I don't like them. He asked what flavor are these. I think they're cinnamon. Maybe ginger. I think they're just cinnamon. I don't know, something like that. But he falls in love with them. This is his first airplane ride, so he's never had these before. And he just dies for them. He says, how can anyone not like these? These are the best cookies I've had. Oh, sweet, sweet Jacoby. Doesn't know that you can get better cookies literally anywhere else. Probably inside the airport, right by your gate at the Hudson News. But it's fine. He likes what he likes. A man with taste. Now he's letting me color with him. He's letting me help him with the word searches and the crosswords and the mazes, and I'm actually having a pretty good time. Like it's not bad. I gotta say, it wasn't terrible. It felt nice to like be human, to talk with someone that was so cute and positive. I had my own journal out, and it's covered in stickers from places I've been to. But he also has a sticker sheet in his own book. I look away to write something down, and the next thing I see is his whole shirt and mask are covered in these stickers from his book. I know I'm not his babysitter, but it feels that way, no? I mean, he was talking to me the entire time. I felt obligated to. It's fine. He gave me a donut sticker to put on my journal, and that was our seal of friendship. I always think it's special when kids share their things. If you've ever taken care of spoiled children before, you know what I'm talking about. Kids don't always like to share. It's a very, very tough lesson for some children, and it can take some time for them to grasp that sharing concept. Some don't learn it at all and turn into asshole adults, but that's neither here nor there. Back to my bestie on my left. We played a lot of tic-tac-toe in my journal. And he's good. I mean, I'm letting him win some, but not every time. He's pretty sharp. At one point I thought it'd be funny if I told him to close his eyes because I'm going to draw his portrait. And he gets really excited. He's like, "Are you an artist?" I'm like, yeah, for sure. Of course, you don't know me. I could be telling you anything and you'd believe it because you're a kid and I'm an adult and you have blind trust. Ooh, got dark for a second. Anyway, bring it back to light. He's excited. I drew a simple stick figure with just like a basic like line eyes and that curved smile. Like that stereotypical like black and yellow smiley face. I'm hyping it up. I tell him it looks just like him. He's gonna love it. Be honest, Jacoby, when you see this. I want you to be honest with me. Does this look like you? He sees it. He gives me a real soft smile and goes, I said, looks just like you, right? I'm telling y'all, he is too cute. Like he didn't say a bad word at all. Like he's so cute. Such a sweet little guy. The amount of games we played together. God, it really was being like at a daycare. So many activities. Rock, paper, scissors, hangman, all the prehistoric paper games. He even tries to make up his own rules for tic-tac-toe, but I couldn't follow them. I couldn't really hear him, first of all, and then, like, I can't follow your, like, 6-year-old brain logic. I kept saying, what is this? I don't know what to do. What? Huh? I don't get it. But he laughed. He was so easy to make laugh. It's all fun and games until his little stomach starts to get upset. Halfway through the flight. We've got 2.5 hours left. He turns to me. I don't feel good. His eyes are closed. Oh God, oh God, oh God. I'm not fucking dealing with this puke. This isn't my kid. I won't clean this up. I know we're friends, Jacoby, but I just met you, okay? I ask him, like throw up? Like your stomach feels sick? Yeah, I don't know. I can hold it. No, you can't. Take it from an expert in puking, Jacoby. You cannot hold in puke inside your mouth once it leaves your stomach. I'm panicking. Panic is setting in, and my eyes are like darting around. My head's like bobbing up and down, looking around for this kid's family to call him for his dad. But no worries. False alarm. Everything got taken care of. We've got 1 hour and 45 minutes left. Little dude is getting antsy. He lasted a long time. I'm kind of proud of him, honestly. But now his tablet isn't working because the plain Wi-Fi is ass like usual. Coloring isn't interesting anymore. Even my blank journal pages don't do it for him. I let him lean over me so he can see outside. We're flying over some major city, it looks like, and he tells me he is flying to see his grandma, remember? Mimi. He points to a random house and goes, I think that's her house. And I point to a random spot. I go, that one? No, the other one. Oh, that one? No, the one next to the tree. Oh, I see it. Is it this one? Yep, that's her house. God, kids are so fun to be sarcastic with. It just goes right over their head, and I find it hilarious. He kept me laughing the entire time. It was really cool. We even practiced some math together. Love a quick math lesson. I told him, you're so smart. How did you get to be this smart? And he taps his forehead with his finger and goes, I got it all up here. I mean, come on. Get this kid a TV show. Where has he been? The cabin fever is really setting in now. Keeps asking me when we're landing. The old, are we there yet? I tried to explain the time difference to him because the tablet isn't reading real time and the time difference and everything. So I tried to explain it to him, but he's not really getting it. So instead, he exclaims the time minute by minute. It's 2:45. It's 2:46. It's 2:47. No, it's 2:48. I'm like, okay, bud, we don't need to know the time every 60 seconds when the number changes. Okay, we are very, very close to landing, and you have been talking to me for 4.5 hours. You'll know when we're landing once the pilot makes an announcement saying it's time to land. I hand him the AA in-flight magazine, and I said, here, look at this. I give him a pen, tell him to mark it up, go nuts, have fun. Flipping to an advertisement starring the queen herself, Rashida Jones, he taps my arm. And hold on, pause. We all know what Rashida Jones looks like, right? Miss Jones. She's gorgeous, dark hair, pretty face. She is a beautiful woman of color. Well, Jacoby taps me, holds the picture up, and asks, is this you? Oh, honey, no, that is not me. You see the color of my hands, right? That could just not be me. As badly as I want to be Rashida Jones, or even related to Rashida Jones, I unfortunately am not. I didn't say any of that, of course. I just said, no, that's not me. He goes, it looks like you. I'm like, dude, what? I never even took my mask off, so how could that even really look like me? But what a compliment, huh? Oh my God, I would love that. We are nearing the end, finally. He gets quiet. Probably the only quiet moment, and it wasn't even that long. I think it was probably 90 seconds max. He looks at me and goes, I hope you have a good day, Katie. Can we be friends? Oh my God. Yes, of course we're friends. We just talked for 4 hours. Obviously, we are friends. Throughout the course of the flight, every once in a while, his mom would shout his name to remind him that she can still see him. She has his eyes on him. I really did babysit this kid, though. I told him not to push or kick the seat in front of him. I tried to keep him entertained, tried to keep him quiet so the other passengers would be fine. All for a kid I didn't even know. There was another quiet moment, though. I kind of forgot about this, but I'm glad I remembered. And he ruined it with a fun fact about himself. Quiet moment. He looks up at me again and goes, I'm Puerto Rican and black. And I was like, wow, okay. How do I respond? And I'm sure everyone heard that. That was kind of loud, how he said it. And I was like, oh my God. I'm also sure that everyone around me was wondering, how is this girl going to respond to that sentence? I just turned to him and said, that is very cool. That's fine, right? I feel like that's fine. I mean, how else was I going to respond? My original response actually was going to be congrats, but I think the sarcasm would have been lost on him and that would have been too mean. But then that kind of turned into like a different conversation. I forgot how curious kids can be, and he asked me every question. Do you speak Spanish? I can speak Spanish. Can you count to 15? I can count to 20. Where are you going? What's that? Who is that? I asked him for his favorite song, and do you know what this 6-year-old kid said? Remember, he's 6. You want to know what he said? His favorite song is Who Let the Dogs Out. I almost said, no shit, no fucking way. Then he started singing it like word for word, and I was cracking up. Such a cutie. When we landed, finally, he was itching to rip off his seatbelt. I told him that it's for safety, just the same as when you're in a car, and when that light goes off, you can rip that bad boy off. And he did. He said, goodbye, bad boy, and he ripped that thing off. Of all the funny quotes from this kid, his mom probably had the best one. Right at the end, she yells, Jacoby, tell that lady thank you for letting you talk her ear off the entire time. And he did. He said thank you. Both parents actually individually thanked me. I was low-key hoping that they would slip me a 20, but no luck. I mean, come on. I just took care of your child basically all day for 5 hours straight. Can I get a little cash? No? All right, fine. He waved goodbye to me, and that is how I met my best friend, Jacoby. Jacoby the child. And just like the rest of the men in my life, I have not seen him since. One good quote, one of his quotes gets an honorable mention, though. He could smell the weed stench from the guy next to him, and he whispered to me, that guy stinks. And I said, that's okay. If you put your mask on, it'll help. And he did, and he wore it for a long time. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for letting me take a break last week. I'll have a little mini episode up soon. Thank you for being patient with me as I try to figure out how else to post my podcast. Still working on Apple. I kind of took a break from that. I kind of gave up on that for a second, but I got to go back to it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing it with your friends. Follow us on Instagram at UITA Podcast. That is Up in the Air Podcast. My name is Katie Pingle. And Jacoby, if you happen to be listening to this, I hope school is going well. I hope you have a great summer. Never change. Hags. He probably doesn't even know what that means. Ugh, sad. Oh my God. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. See you guys later. Bye.